Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and it is once again time to talk about Chris Wood. As we all know, Chris Wood is the greatest of all time. Forget about Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, it's Chris Wood who sits atop the footballing world. But what would happen if you had a squad full of Chris Woods? Sure, you could dominate the game and win trophy after trophy. Well, using Football Manager 2021, that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. So using the editor, I've deleted every single player from Burnley except for Chris Wood. Now I've made a few copies of the New Zealand striker, meaning the Claret's boss Sean Dyche has a 25-man squad of identical Chris Woods. But how will they do with Chris Wood in goal, Chris Wood at right back, Chris Wood leading the line and Chris Wood sitting on the bench? Let's find out. Okay, here we are at the start of the simulation, the 27th of July 2020, and this is Burnley's squad, or Chris Wood FC's squad. Here is the original Chris Wood. Underneath all these players without names, for some reason, they are all in fact Chris Wood. Let's have a little look. I mean, some of them for some reason are already on the transfer list. Some of them are wanted by certain clubs. I mean, this one is wanted by Newcastle, Norwich, Southampton, West Brom. This one, wanted by the same clubs. This one here, only wanted by Newcastle, Norwich and West Brom. For some reason, there's only 4 of them that aren't on the transfer list. I don't know why, because Burnley aren't going to be able to sign any other players throughout this simulation. They've got a transfer ban for 3 years, which interestingly is the same length of time Chris Wood's got left on his contract at Turf Moor. The same for all 25 Chris Woods. 25 Chris Woods, and Burnley staring a Premier League season in the face, which in all honesty could go a little bit wrong. This is either going to be brilliant or appalling. Let's simulate a year into the future. Let's see how Chris Wood FC get on in the Premier League. Okay, here we are a year into the future, the 13th of June 2021. And as you can see, at the time we needed it most, it has gone all Pete Tong for Burnley and Chris Wood. Chris Wood FC have been relegated from the Premier League, only securing 13 points from 38 games. It's been an appalling season for Chris Wood and the other Chris Woods. They got 13 points, 23 points behind Sheffield United, who came 17th. They only won 3 games all season and in total lost 31 times with a goal difference of minus 74. Not a single one of the Chris Woods won the Golden Boot. Normally it only takes one to come top of the pile, get 20, maybe 18, maybe 19 goals. He'll normally be in the top 2. But in this simulation, with 25 Chris Woods at Burnley's disposal, there isn't one to be seen. It's gone all kinds of levels of wrong. They've came rock bottom. They're going down at the Championship. Unsurprisingly, Chris Wood is now the captain because there's no one else to do it. Vladimir Ivic, the manager, who's insecure himself after a poor end of the season. Sean Dyche got the sack on the 2nd of January when things were pretty appalling for Burnley. Let's have a look at the league table when he lost his job. They were bottom. They've been bottom since just before Christmas. The highest they got was 15th. Just an awful season. They dropped to bottom of the table after a 5-1 defeat to Liverpool on the 15th of December, and since then they never recovered. They didn't even get close to Premier League survival. That's why Sean Dyche lost his job, that's why Vladimir Ivic has nearly lost his job, and that's why Burnley are heading down to the Championship. Let's assume they haven't won any of the cups either. To be fair to them, they had a little bit of a cup run. They made it to the quarter-finals of the League Cup, where they lost on penalties to Tottenham. Chris Wood, one of the Chris Woods got a brace, another one got himself 1 goal. In the penalty shootouts, unsurprisingly, it was Chris Wood who missed. Tottenham going through to the semi-finals. As for the FA Cup, they were beaten in the 3rd round by Man United. But I mean, just look at the results. Absolutely appalling. Their first win in the Premier League was against West Ham in October. They only won 2 more games after that, obviously. They beat West Brom on the 16th of January. Then after that, their only other win was at home against Southampton, a 10-man Southampton for the final 10 minutes. Chris Wood unsurprisingly, getting all of the goals. Let's have a little look at the players. There are a few youth players who came through, namely goalkeepers, because, I mean, you can play Chris Wood at right back and centre back, but seemingly you can't play him in goal. Let's have a look at the average ratings. I mean, quite a few of the Chris Woods have been sent out on loan. The actual original Chris Wood only scored 6 goals all season, and in fact he's now playing as a centre midfielder. The actual striker Chris Wood here only got 5 goals. The Chris Woods that have been sent out on loan, they've been the ones who have actually been impressive in front of goal, but the ones who remained at Burnley have struggled massively. I suppose the ones who've been sent out on loan have actually been able to probably play up front. Let's have a little look at the transfers. Obviously no one came in, but £16.5 million has been made by Burnley from sending Chris Woods out on loan. Dynamo Moscow actually signed one for £15.75 million. He's the only Chris Wood to leave permanently. Quite a few of them others went out on loan. Surely Hanover and Dusseldorf didn't both sign 2 Chris Woods. I feel like that might be a little bit of a glitch in the system. But Burnley and their team of Chris Woods have gone down to the Championship. It's not just a team of Chris Woods now. They've got a couple of goalkeepers in Roger Jones and Dom Casson, who are probably about 6. Dom Casson he's 16 years old, so that's not very old for a goalkeeper, but they'll be relying on him in the Championship. The original Chris Wood is still there, although he is on the transfer list. I've no idea why. Will things get better for Burnley and Chris Wood in the Championship? Let's simulate another year in the future. Let's see how Burnley get on in the second tier of English football. So far, it's been awful for Chris Wood FC. This is not the greatest of all time. This should be a Premier League winning team with Chris Wood, but alas, they've been relegated with only 13 points. Let's go another year in the future. Let's do it. Okay, here we are at the end of Season 2, the 12th of June 2022, and Chris Wood FC have had a better season. They haven't been relegated from the Championship. Incredibly, they got 59 points, which, to be honest, isn't bad at all. They've came 14th, so mid-table, not bad at all. 20 points clear of the relegation zone. They were closer to the playoffs than they were the relegation zone, which is good, but unfortunately, the Championship tables here have got Chris Wood's fingerprints all over them. One of the Chris Wood clones, the best player in the league. One of them won the Golden Boot with Millwall. Another one of them came second with Bournemouth. The Chris Wood clones are causing havoc in English football, in the Premier League. None of the Chris Woods had an impact, but that doesn't matter. Back to the Championship. Let's have a look at Burnley, see what happened to the real Chris Wood. Where is he now? Chris Hughton now the manager at Burnley. Another change, Ivic sacked on the 16th of October. Let's have a look at the players. The original Chris Wood is still at Turf Moor, still a centre midfielder. You can see quite a few of them are now playing in different positions, and they actually can do it. This one, the number 2, he's a right back. This one here, a centre back, which is... Chris Wood could do a job at centre back, surely. This one's played quite well. Well done to this Chris Wood, the number 4. This one here, a centre back, another centre midfielder. And they've got kids coming through from the youth, which has probably helped. It's helped them out a little bit, but mainly it's been the Chris Woods playing most of the football. The top goal scorer was this Chris Wood here, getting himself 16 goals. This one got himself 11, which is pretty good considering he only started 16 games. Let's have a look at the transfers, see if they've sold any more Chris Woods. Burnley have made an incredible £57 million from selling their Chris Wood clones. One's gone to AZ, one's gone to Rio Ave, another one's gone to AZ there. Why have AZ signed 2 Chris Woods? One's gone to Bournemouth on loan, they sold one to Norwich, they sold one to Angers, even one went to QPR for as little as £1.7 million. How come that one went so cheap, yet the one that went to Norwich cost £14.5 million? Doesn't really make sense. Surely at the end of the day, it's the same player. AZ have paid nearly 21 million quid for one of them. He went on the 31st of January, and he's been rubbish. He's barely even played for AZ. They've splashed out on the wrong Chris Wood clone. Obviously they still haven't signed any players because they just can't. Let's have a look at the schedule. League Cup, they didn't have as good a run this time. They were beaten by Huddersfield in the 3rd round. As for the FA Cup, they made it to the 5th round where they lost to Chelsea. It was a disappointing end to the season actually for Burnley. They started quite impressively, particularly here in October and November. They had some good results. Start of the season wasn't great. They lost the first 3 games. They didn't actually win a game until they played Cardiff on the 21st of August. Chris Wood with the only goal of the game. But the end of the season was pretty damn poor. Look at those results, man. Absolutely shocking. And Chris Wood FC are a mid-table Championship side. This is not the trophy hunters I thought they would be. I thought this was going to be brilliant. They could have been goal machines. Surely if you're Sean Dyche at the start of this simulation, if you've got 25 Chris Woods, you find a way of getting as many of them playing up front as possible. But it hasn't happened. Burnley relegated in Season 1, and in Season 2, they've had an average season in the Championship. 15 wins, 14 draws and 17 defeats. Goal difference -2, which is better than the season before when it was absolutely appalling. But after 2 seasons, Chris Wood FC are a mid-table Championship side. They are declining down the Football League, and with 1 season left to go, will things get even worse for Chris Wood and all of his cloned mates? Let's find out. Okay, here we are, the third and final season we're going to look at, and Burnley have for the second season in a row finished in the bottom half of the Championship, but at least they have survived. They've came 19th, which is a fair bit worse than the season before. They were 11 points clear of the relegation zone, only getting 13 wins. But finally, one of the Chris Woods at Burnley has had a little bit of an impact on the charts. This Chris Wood clone, the number 9, which was the original Chris Wood, not number 9. Why is the original Chris Wood no longer the number 9? Anyway, this Chris Wood got 13 assists, which was the equal best in the Championship. As for another Chris Wood, who was sold to Aston Villa, he won the Golden Boot with 24 goals. I'm going to have a little look in the Premier League, see if any Chris Woods done anything there. They haven't, but that's fine. Back to the Championship, where Burnley, they've finished 19th. They haven't been relegated. Let's have a little look at them. Chris Hughton's still the manager. He'll be looking forward to this transfer ban ending. Have they sold any more? £22 million worth of Chris Woods sold by Burnley. That's a slight lie actually, because one of them was sold was Dom Casson, who's going for decent money. But one of the Woods went to Nashville, another one went to Norwich. Villa signed one for £2.6 million. I'm going to assume that's the one who won the Golden Boot. We'll have a little look. And it was, what a bargain. £2.6 million, and he scored 24 goals for Aston Villa in the Championship. Let's have a look at the players. Here is the original Chris Wood, who's just predominantly a centre midfielder nowadays. He's actually the number 6, which is strange. He's extended his contract. He's had another solid season in the Championship, 7 goals and 9 assists, which from centre midfield isn't too bad at all. Let's have a look at his mates. This Chris Wood was the top scorer, getting himself 19 goals in all competitions, all of which coming in the Championship on the back of a great season in the French second tier. He was even good in the German second tier. This Chris Wood loves second tier football. The number 10, 19 goals. This one here, he got 15 goals. We've got a creator. Oh no, that was Matt Shaw actually. That's not a Chris Wood. Who cares about him? This Chris Wood here, a creator. He got 13 assists. Burnley, to their credit, have been very attacking. The numbers speak for themselves. They've been great. And you know what it is? Maybe if the kids that were coming through the Burnley Academy system were a little bit better, maybe Burnley wouldn't just have to rely on Chris Wood. I mean, they kind of had to rely on Chris Wood to begin with because he was the only player. But after 3 seasons, Chris Wood FC, to be honest, have failed massively. Let's have a look at the schedule. I assume we've had no cup success in the 3rd season. They were beaten in the 2nd round of the League Cup in a derby against Blackburn Rovers, and in the FA Cup they were knocked out by Premier League West Ham. But as we were saying, after 3 seasons, Chris Wood FC has been an absolute disaster. There, Chris Wood smattered all over European football, all over world football. They've gone to the MLS, they've gone everywhere. But at Burnley, they have failed to deliver. A shocking season in the Premier League, an average mid-table finish in the Championship, followed by an even worse finish in the Championship. But after 3 seasons, the experiment is over. Burnley can get back to being a proper football club, and Chris Wood can get back to just doing what he does best and winning the Premier League Golden Boot. It's another Chris Wood experiment on Elecspo, and it's another one that's ended in absolute tears. We will leave it there. Let me know in the comments below what other experiments you want me to do with Chris Wood. He's our Lord and Saviour, he's the king of Elecspo. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But we will leave it there. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, we will see you around.